Attention passengers, due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, we recommend you wear your masks at all times. If anyone is experiencing symptoms such as a fever or cough, please contact one of our cabin crew immediately. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus and the Wuhan outbreak that has been happening in China. I know it has been on a lot of people's minds and all over the news, but personally I want to share my experience and my thoughts on the situation because I was in China when all of this started happening. I'm going to be explaining throughout this video why I have decided to come back to the States at this point in time. But I do want to say first, I was planning on vlogging my whole trip to Shanghai with my mom. Now I've decided to take this video in another direction and talk about my thoughts and behind the scenes of what was happening and show you guys what was actually going on at the same time because I have lots of clips to show you of it. So half of them are gonna be of the excitement and all the joy of like seeing my mom and having Shanghai holiday. And then the other half is gonna be me, present day, sitting here talking about the situation, how we felt and what's going on. And at the end of this, you will figure out why I have come back to the States. On Monday, January 20th, I took a train to Shanghai, and this is when I had 10 days off for Chinese New Year. Hello everybody, welcome to or back to my channel. As you've seen earlier, I was on the train. Yes, I am in Shanghai again. Sorry, oh my gosh, Shanghai. I'm in Shanghai again. And I'm actually here for Chinese New Year. Yeah. I'm in China for Chinese New Year. Like, how crazy is that? I mean, I'm still kind of like, what is happening? But the even bigger surprise is that my beautiful little mother, the little Wendell, is actually coming tomorrow. So I am just here ready to bask in the gloriousness of a nice, luxurious hotel. And then I'm gonna pick her up tomorrow. And yeah, we're just gonna have so much fun. She's gonna be here for 2 weeks, which is insane. I didn't even think that was possible, but oh, it's possible. So we're gonna do 1 week in Shanghai and then 1 week in Nanjing. I'm so excited to have her here, and I'm so excited to show you guys what I get up to during this Chinese New Year. It is, whoa, you almost fell. It is 2020 and it's the year of the rat, and that's me. So how more perfect can it get? Literally, I'm a rat, but it's fine. I'll get over it one day. Okay. I did everything that I would normally do. I arrived at my hotel. There were tons of people around. I was really excited to be there. Yeah, I got dinner. I was chilling at the hotel, mainly just chilling that day, and just waiting for my mom to come the next day. Look what I just found. The holy grail of mini bar snacks that are way too overpriced, but I'm probably gonna eat them anyways. Oh, hello. Bacardi and some vodka by myself. Why don't I? I checked out the gym and it's really nice actually. And it's 24 hours, so I might go there tonight. If I go there tonight, it's gonna be now. Or do I take a bath? I caved, people. But look how nice the water is. Oh, that is so hot, wow. Anyways, I'm gonna take a bath. Probably don't go to the gym. Maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. But anyways, good night guys from day 1 in Shanghai. It's literally been like 10 minutes. What is happening? Hello, sir. Let's get a move on. The next day, I woke up, got some breakfast, got ready. I was super excited to meet my mom at the airport. At this time, we had not heard any news about the virus. I mean, there was a little bit, but it wasn't broadcasted on the news very much. There were no travel warnings. I didn't really inform you why I'm here in Shanghai. Like, yes, I'm picking up my mom today, but it's actually the Chinese New Year Spring Festival. They call it Spring Fest as well. So basically my work gets 2 weeks off. I know, 2 weeks. and I get paid to just take a holiday. Yum. I came to this pasta pizza place. It's literally called La Pasta, I think. Oh. And I got this like brown sugar milk tea. It says water. Every day is a new beginning. Literally. So I got on the metro to go meet her. There were tons of people everywhere as I headed to the airport. People were wearing masks. I was wearing a mask. I always try to wear a mask on the metro regardless, so nothing was different. Look who it is! Oh my gosh! This is so weird. She's a comin'. The next day was Wednesday, and it was my mom's first day here, so we wanted to make the most of the whole day. Very Chinese breakfast.
Starting off with a noodle soup with a bunch of spices. No idea what I put in it.
Yeah, just goes, yeah, you don't want to make it too spicy.
No.
And I went with a just jumble of stuff. This is really good though. It tastes like pad thai.
That's a
We toured the city. There were so many tourists around. A lot were wearing masks, and I've seen people wearing masks in the past few months, so that was pretty normal. We ended up walking 4 hours, like 15,000 steps, and we got to see the Bund, we got to see Old Town, we got to see East Nanjing Road, and lots of shops. Then we stopped for some tea and cookies, and that is where we got more updates on the news about the virus, and we decided to do some research about the masks we were wearing. We didn't understand how crucial it was to have the right mask, so we started doing a ton of research, and we found that we were wearing the completely wrong masks. I mean, completely. The best ones that you're supposed to wear are either the ones from the hospital masks that are disposable, or there's ones that are called the N95 rating, and that means that they are keeping 95% of the particles out of getting in. So we didn't have any of that, so we started walking around shops, like every single shop, and we couldn't find any of those two masks, and we were just like, okay, what do we do? We ended up picking up these cheap masks that obviously weren't the same quality, but we ended up picking up this one with a cat on it. What did we find, Wendell?
Should I do this?
Some comfortable ear picking?
Or a foot massage? Is it even a question?
Definitely the ear picking, I know. So at first, as you saw from that clip, we were going to do massages the next day. However, after reading how the virus can spread through droplets, like through human bodily fluid contact, we X'd that out real quick. So we actually just went back to the hotel that day. Okay, cheers. And what were you saying earlier, Mom? You have to pour your own drinks.
say what? We have to pour our own drinks?
The horror of pouring our own wine? What? How will we survive? As health officials have said, the novel coronavirus has spread from an animal to a human, and from there it has been spreading from human to human.
This is a cuttlefish.
And so let me see. It's got a huge body with little legs.
A bunch of little legs. It's not squid, it's not an octopus, it's a cuttlefish. Look at this little legs.
Okay, now eat it.
What do you want?
You just bite the legs? By the end of this day, we had read that there were 17 deaths, over 500 infected, and the Wuhan city had been quarantined and locked down.
Bring my extra battery?
I have it. I have it. Morning, guys. Today is a new day, and we're going to the U Garden. It's the only time that it's not raining right now. What else has happened? Today was January 23rd, Thursday, and we decided to not leave the hotel without wearing a mask. We didn't even have the right mask, but we had a mask. And this day, we saw everybody wearing masks on the streets, just everywhere, and we ended up actually walking so much. We ended up walking like 20,000 steps this day. We visited the Yew Garden, we visited the Jing'an Temple. We made it to the Jing'an Temple. This is pretty much it. It's still raining and it was too expensive to go in for our taste. Actually, just kidding. The guy was just kind of mean, so we didn't want to go in. But there it is, in all of its glory. We were trying to look for masks and we were walking around the whole city, going back to the places that we had bought them earlier. And when we went back this day, we couldn't find one mask. We couldn't even find one mask. And so we were scared that we were gonna have to reuse our masks. And that's one thing that we really didn't want to be without when walking around. So we went down to the lobby to ask them if they had any masks or any masks that we could buy or a place to buy them. And they ended up giving us one disposable mask, but they said that we couldn't buy them anywhere else. Everywhere else was sold out. They said maybe try the hospital, which we were not going to the hospital where over 40 people had already been infected just in Shanghai at this point. So we didn't want to risk that. So Friday, January 24th, I do not have any video footage of this day because we stayed at the hotel the entire day. We didn't want to risk eating out again, so we ate at the hotel, and the entire time we were at breakfast, all the other people staying there were talking about the situation just as much as we were. We were kind of getting nervous at this point. Something that we noticed this day was when we were walking around the hotel, because we stayed there all day, was that all the employees were wearing masks and they hadn't been previously. So that was also another indicator for us that we needed to have the right masks and to take the right precautions just as much as they were. I think I have one clip from our hotel window view, and briefly, it just shows that there's not that many people on the street or cars driving around, which is, granted, it was Chinese New Year's Eve on the 24th, but it's still, like, there was nobody. It almost seemed like a ghost town just there. And as we were watching the news, the main events happening this day during this lockdown was that other places around China were closing down, such as Shanghai Disney, McDonald's, and other chain restaurants. What was another big one? Oh, the Beijing Great Wall of China. And the biggest thing of all was that all the Chinese New Year celebrations had been canceled. So everything was kind of shutting down at once. At the end of this day, 11 other cities in the Hubei province had been on lockdown, not just the Wuhan city, but 11 others that was affecting 30 million people. And at the end of this day as well, over 41 deaths had occurred and over 1,200 plus people infected. On Saturday, we woke up really early and it was Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. But we ended up going to the lobby and watching a traditional Chinese dragon dance. So we went downstairs and only about 8 people showed up for this dance. And here's the dance, I'll show you. cool to see the dance, but I almost felt bad because these people doing the dance were taken away from their families, and during this weird kind of limbo period where we were like, we need to stay at home and then not, but it's also a holiday. But anyways, it was really cool to see. So by this time, we had found out that there were 56 deaths and 2,000 infected. So we decided to call our family and to make the decision if we should fly home or not. We mainly just risked the chance of getting stuck in China, and we were supposed to head to Nanjing in just a few days, so we didn't want to risk not being able to get back to Shanghai and get out on a plane just in case like transportation had shut down. So we made that decision and we bought a ticket that day and we left that day. So we packed up and I just had my backpack on my back. I wasn't able to go back to Nanjing. I left everything there and we headed straight to the airport. We landed in Korea and we spent the night there. The next day from Korea, we got to the airport. They actually were scanning people as we went through security. They were checking our fever, if we had a fever. And I guess we didn't because we were able to get on the plane. And on that plane ride, there was a lady sitting maybe 2 chairs over from us who had felt sick during the flight. And at the end, like towards the end of the flight, they had taken her to the front to figure out if she had a fever or cough, like any symptoms of the virus. She was able to get off the plane first, and we all had to wait to see if she cleared the test before we could deplane, so that was also very scary. She was fine, and she ended up being fine, and we got off the plane. So now we are caught up to the beginning of the video. Today is Thursday, January 30th. It has been 4 days since I've been home from China, and my mom and I have had no symptoms, no fever, anything since we've been home. We are still being very cautious and laying low and kind of self-quarantining ourselves just to make sure and not have anyone else in harm. As of today, I've read there are over 170 deaths and over 7,000 infected. I have had contact with my employers, and they have been very supportive, and health is their #1 priority right now. As of right now, they've said that schools are closed until the end of February, and we don't know in the coming weeks how much that will ring true, but we are hoping for the best. Everyone in China is taking every precaution they can in order for this virus not to spread. I have been in contact with my friends over in China, and they have told me that they feel very safe. Yes, they are uncertain about the future, but they're taking every precaution as well during this time in hopes that it'll get better. I personally am uncertain about my job. I'm uncertain about the safety of my friends, my coworkers over there. I'm uncertain about when I can go back. But ultimately, I'm just happy that I was able to come back home and spend time with my friends and family, because I would not have wanted to stay in China right now, being alone and not knowing if or when I could come back. I've really enjoyed my time in China, so I really do hope that this passes and that I'm able to return. Up until then, I'm probably going to stay here until I know anything further. I think it's important to say that we should continue to be respectful and sensitive to what's going on in China right now and to one another, because ultimately we're all in this together. The Chinese government is doing all they can to make sure that this does not go further than it should, and they're taking all the precautions necessary. And I just want to remind everyone that sometimes what you see on social media is one snapshot in time and not necessarily showing you all of what somebody wants you to see. It may just be one thing at that specific moment in time. So I hope you can see how we felt from both sides, both enjoying our holiday, but also worrying about the virus. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and to end, I want to say Happy Chinese New Year, and I still hope that the Year of the Rat 2020 will be a good year. Bye!
Mom, look behind you. Happy New Year!